This is not a peaceful full moon. This is a storm. Literally, Ardra is ruled by Rudra, the fierce form of Shiva. So Shiva annihilates, destroys illusion, not gently, not quietly, but completely. So it forces the truth out. It brings the clarity out. So that's what we have, the full moon, first full moon of the year on January 2nd and 3rd. That's taking place in the nakshatra of Ardra in the sign of Gemini. So we'll discuss what this means for all of the 12 rising signs, what things, specific remedies and actions you can take to get full blessings and benefit of this powerful full moon in Ardra Nakshatra. This is not a peaceful full moon. This is a storm. Literally, Ardra. First of all, Aries rising, Aries Lagna, Aries ascendant. This full moon taking place in your third house, the sign of Gemini. Third house relates to our communication, courage, siblings, and it's our efforts, and it's also our day-to-day challenges. So first of all, remember, full moon means culmination of something. This is the completion of a cycle. So letting go, enjoying the fruits, but also letting go of what's not needed for the new cycle that'll be beginning. So old ways of thinking. Third house is a very mental house. Old ways of thinking go out the window. Communication patterns that are not serving you, or the projects you've been working on, some of the things that are not aligned with your purpose, you need to let them go. So you release outdated beliefs or especially mental patterns that limit your growth. So that's the third house culmination. And then any difficult conversations. So if you've been postponing any difficult connections, conversations, communication with certain people that you've been avoiding, this is the time to bring those on, because emotional honesty, it will bring a breakthrough. So it'll help you resolve those issues. Nothing will remain hidden after this full moon. And also let go of any resentment or any negative energy or feelings with your siblings or close neighbors or close friends. All that third house matters need to be resolved. Okay. You can complete any writing projects or any learning projects or communication projects, say marketing, sales. So finish your projects that are around any form of communication. And then there'll be a lot of restlessness. So you can channel that into writing. So even if you're not a writer, just start a journal, write down things. So you can, one simple sort of remedy you can do, write down your 3 fears that are stopping you from speaking your truth, and then burn that paper as a release, as a ritual. So that's the release on this full moon that'll help you resolve a lot of things around all these third house matters. Then Taurus rising, Taurus Lagna, Taurus ascendant. This full moon taking place in your second house in the sign of Gemini. Full moon means release of something. This is culmination of something. So finish off things. Second house is our wealth, our speech, our family, our values. And so this is a time to finish any projects related to your family wealth, to your financial matters. If you've been lingering or some things have been dragging on for months, now is the time to finish those things. Anything related to your family dynamics, your connection with the family members, or any questions or doubt about your self-worth, that needs to be resolved during this full moon. So one is you want to release any attachment to money or possessions, that especially those that create anxiety. So stop thinking or worrying about your sustenance, your family wealth. Then also clear any financial clutter, basically. Close out any old accounts, bank accounts lingering for years or decades, just close them out. And settle any pending dues, any loans or things, debts you can settle, just go ahead and settle those. And then speech, second house is the speech. So let go of any harsh speech, harsh words or patterns, or any, especially like family arguments. If you had any disputes, family disputes especially, just settle those. Get rid of any negative ill will, or especially don't say any harsh words. Then you want to reassess your values, family values. That's the second house. So you have to understand, discover what truly matters to you right now. Okay. So forget about all the drama, all the peripheral things. So what is your self-worth? What are your values? What are your family values? Those things are important. So this is the time for emotional release around family members. So that will bring healing. Otherwise, it is guaranteed that there could be a lot of family drama, a lot of chaos around family members, around speech and food. So make sure you eat sattvic food. So one good remedy for Taurus rising is you can donate something of value that you've been holding on to unnecessarily, something, a possession that you cherish, but then you've not been using it for years. So give it away. Create space for new abundance. That's the energy of this full moon. Then we have Gemini rising, Gemini Lagna, Gemini ascendant. This is your full moon. This is happening in your first house. First house is yourself, your identity, your body, physical body. So this is the time for new direction. Your sense of self will culminate. Your personal identity will shift completely. How you present to the world. This is your first house. That's who you are. So those things will have a big shift. So this is literally your full moon. So expect a lot of heightened emotions. See, full moon means a lot of emotions. It's full. The moon is overflowing with nectar. So there'll be a lot of emotional cleanse, tears that bring healing. There'll be transformation and change. There'll be breakthroughs, but that is only after some kind of breakdown. So the old you will break down and there'll be major clarity about who you are. So that's the whole purpose of this full moon. So you want to release an old version of you that no longer serves you. And so let go of any self-doubt, anything that's holding you back, or mental confusion about your path, especially who you are. Basically, that's the question. You want to answer, you want to seek the resolution to, like, what is your purpose, who you are, not who you pretend to be or who other people want you to be. So this is the time also for physical detox. The physical health we see from the first house. So cleansing, it's very powerful because Rudra will literally cleanse your physical body during this full moon. So stay in the full moon. So go out and absorb that nectar at night, on that day, on that night. This is literally tears that bring about healing. So you cry if you need to. Let go of your emotions. Do not hold back your emotions. As I said, cry if you need to. Ardra supports huge emotional purging for renewal. So this is a time of rejuvenation, transformation of who you are. So one simple ritual you can do is stand in front of the mirror and speak about what you're ready to release, first of all. Okay, so say things that, okay, I'm getting rid of this, I'm releasing this kind of energy or these kinds of thoughts about yourself. Then say loudly what you are becoming, who you envision yourself to be. So those kind of affirmations, and this is a powerful ritual so you'll cleanse your old self and then welcome the new you. And write in the comment section where your moon is placed. That's also very important, but also what planets are sitting in your first house in the sign of Gemini. That's your Lagna. So those will color. So you can in fact take support. So just write in the comments what are the planets, and then we can discuss like what other kind of support you can get from that particular planet. So that's for Gemini rising. Cancer rising, Cancer Lagna, Cancer ascendant. This full moon taking place in your 12th house. See, first of all, understand full moon means culmination of a cycle. And it's like reaping the benefits, but also letting go of things that are not working. And so 12th house is the house of losses. 12th house is the foreign lands. 12th house is a spiritual energy, your own spirituality. 12th house is the house of isolation, and 12th house is the hidden things. So your subconscious patterns, that is 12th house. There'll be a huge shift in your subconscious mind, your thinking pattern, and there is going to be some kind of big, profound shift in your past life karma. So some results, maybe ancestors will come in your dreams, or you'll have some experiences, out-of-body experiences, astral travel. Something will happen that'll they'll get rid of any old patterns and then give way to new way of thinking. There could be expenses, but this is the time to let go of any expenses that you don't need, like things you've been spending on, but then there are some subscriptions or some things that are not serving you. You just stop that leak. But this is also time for spiritual journey, retreats, isolation, and a lot of emotional release and spiritual release. So this full moon works on directly, it'll be working on your subconscious mind. So let go of any hidden fears and anxiety or hidden things that are causing you to worry. So basically any self-sabotaging patterns, those you need to get rid of. Closure on any past relationships or any unresolved karma. So if some relationship has been dragging on and on and it's causing you anxiety, it's not going anywhere, maybe it's time to release, or anything from the past relationships. So unresolved karma, that you can release. There's a powerful activation for that. And of course, go spend time in solitude, meditation, retreat. And then your dreams may be very full, intense dreams. And keep a journal. So that's one ritual you can do for these next few days. Keep a journal and write down your dreams, especially on the night of the full moon. There will be some kind of release, there'll be some kind of messaging from the ancestors from the other side that they'll give you some indications. And just be open minded and focus on your subconscious mind. So do a, say, 15-minute silent meditation, thinking about your ancestors, or just sit there and you can ask, what am I unconsciously holding on to that I need to release? And then you'll get the answer. So these are powerful activations of your subconscious mind and literally cleansing a lot of your past life karma. So that's a huge thing. So that's for the sign of Cancer. And also write down in the comments what planets do you have in the sign of Gemini and where your moon is placed. So those also will impact, and then we can discuss. And especially the position of moon is very important for Cancer rising because that's your Lagna Lord also. Leo rising, Leo Lagna, Leo ascendant. For Leo, this full moon will be in your 11th house in the sign of Gemini. 11th house is the house of gains and friendships and wishes, your desires, your network, and your financial income, all of that. So this full moon is the time of culmination. This is reaping the harvest, but also analyzing what's working, what's not working, and letting go of things that are not working. Especially this full moon is in the Ardra Nakshatra, which is ruled by Rudra, the fierce form of Lord Shiva. So what's culminating? What are the things that you need to release and then renew, rejuvenate? Those are your friendships, your social circles, your long-held any desires you have, and then any income from your professions. So release any friendships, first of all, that are not working, or network connections that drain you. So basically, a lot of times people have these friendships which are, they've been friends for like years or decades, but then it's so draining. It's not serving them. It's not helping them in any way. So you got to release those friendships and networks. Let go of any desires or goals or wishes that no longer align with you, who you are becoming. So maybe 5 years ago or even 1 year ago, you had some desires, some goals that are outdated now, that are because you have evolved. So analyze all of that. You have to do that yourself. Nobody can tell you. And then clarity in terms of there'll be clarity as to who is supporting you in your network or even on social media. So let go of all the maybe 5,000 friends you have on social media and focus on specific ones that really nurture you, help you on your path, and help you grow. So there could be unexpected gains that's possible through any kind of release. Fulfillment of wishes is possible, but first there'll be some kind of release. So let go of attachment to money, attachment to income also. There will be like a rejuvenation, but first it is always before the breakthrough happens, there'll be a breakdown. That's Ardra full moon. All same thing with your older siblings. That's 11th house. There may be some release, some kind of energy shifting in terms of your dynamics with your older siblings. So you want to, so on this full moon, you want to resolve some pending issues. If you have any issues from the past with your older sibling, this is the time to resolve. This is the best time, in fact, 12 months, because Ardra full moon, it doesn't happen every month. So review your, one simple ritual you can do. It's very important is review. Take a look at all of your friends, the list of your friends on social media or in person or anything, and then maybe unfollow or distance from 3 to 5, at least 3 to 5 connections that are lowering your energy. We all have so many connections, not real friends. So just get rid of 3 to 5 people on your list or unfriend or whatever, so that you don't drain your energy. Virgo rising, Virgo Lagna, Virgo ascendant. Full moon taking place in your 10th house in the sign of Gemini. Full moon is the time of culmination, completion of some cycle, and new beginnings. Now, this is this is not a very quiet full moon. Ardra Nakshatra ruled by Rudra. So your career, your reputation, your public life, and your authority, your leadership, all of that is under the microscope. So it's a lot of, there will be combination in terms of your career matters or your professional achievements or your public image. So one is that you'll have major clarity or culmination in career. You may end something and then begin something new, or at least you'll get a lot more clarity. There'll be a lot of release of old patterns. Also try to finish projects. Try to finish as many things or projects on your plate that have been lingering for many months, or you've been postponing, or you just have been not focusing on those for one reason or the other. Also, the projects, once you finish, then this new energy will be there in your aura. So you want to welcome that new energy, but first you have to either finish or let go. If there are like lingering projects for like years, just let go of that thing and cleanse the energy. Then also Virgo tends to be a perfectionist, so release that need for being a perfectionist, or like a lot of control in your professional life. So we're talking about profession now, so that's the 10th house. In general, Virgo likes control, likes to be very nitty-gritty, perfectionist. But in your work, with your business, with your projects, try to be more relaxed. Let go of this control in your professional life. Let go of a job also, literally. This may be a time to change jobs, to change careers. Focus on your path, on your dharma. So a job, a role, or a particular career path that no longer suits you, that no longer fits you, that no longer serves you, you may let go of that. And then also it's going to be, see, full moon is like overflow of nectar, a lot of emotions. So there may be public emotions that may run high. So stay grounded. If there are any things related to your public image, do not overreact. And then your connection with your superiors, with your boss or authority figures, those may reach like a turning point. So there may be release of some kind of energy, or release with some bosses, and then you'll have new connections. So one simple ritual is, because it's taking place in your 10th house of career, write down what success means to you. Okay. Now, right now in your life, not what other people expect of you, not what they think you should be, but release any old definitions of achievement, of success, and start a new chapter. Write down specifically like what do you envision with your career, with your profession. So that's for Virgo rising, Virgo Lagna. And again, write down in the comment section what are the planets you have in the sign of Gemini. So those will also impact your career. So you can have more remedies, more things related to those planets. And of course, where your moon is placed. In the comments, write down which house, which sign your natal moon is placed. That also will give you more clarity. So that's for Virgo rising. Libra rising, Libra Lagna, Libra ascendant. This full moon taking place in your 9th house in the sign of Gemini. 9th house is dharma. 9th house is higher learning, wisdom, gurus, as religious places, and father, long distance journeys. So all of that is going to undergo a huge transformation. It's the time of culmination. It's the full moon in Ardra Nakshatra. Ardra is ruled by Rudra, the fierce form of Shiva, which represents storms and transformation, internal and external. Your belief system, your philosophy, your education, higher education especially, and your relationship with your father and with your gurus and with your mentors, that's going to undergo a huge change. The most important lesson, the most important recommendation for this full moon is that you release any rigid beliefs or philosophies that limit your expansion. So don't be dogmatic, don't be stuck in belief system that's not serving you or that's not holistic. So do a whole thorough evaluation of your path, of your spiritual belief system. Then let go of any ill will or resentment against or towards your father or towards your gurus or your teachers or your mentors. So remove any past misunderstandings or any issues from the past. And if you cannot resolve, if you think they're really not serving you well, then it's time to transform and change. Maybe a different guru or different mentor, a different line of the spiritual direction. So same thing with your higher studies. If your subject, you think you're not on the right track in terms of your career, your goals, your higher studies, so then you may need to reevaluate that. But you will have a breakthrough only after a breakdown. So release of the old, and then there'll be a breakthrough. That's Ardra, Rudra, the fierce form of Shiva. So breakthrough in your spiritual or philosophical understanding. So you'll have this aha moments in terms of your spiritual path. And then you may be making a lot of plans for long distance travel. So this is a good time for all of that planning. You can do a lot of rituals, letting go of all your old kind of belief system. And you can, let's say, write down one belief that you inherited from your family or from in your culture or in your religion that no longer you think serves you. Okay, so that may be passed down, but we are in a different age, in a different era versus our ancestors. So maybe some things are not applicable now. So you can consciously release all those old patterns, maybe old habits or old belief system, and then that will give way to something new. So that's how you can give birth to something new, energy, new beliefs. It's a wonderful time to absorb all that nectar, Amrita. The moon is overflowing with nectar in the full moon. And so absorb all that energy, and that energy will rejuvenate your connection with your father, with your gurus, and will give you a new direction in your spiritual path, spiritual belief system. So that's for Libra rising. And write down in the comments where your moon is placed and also what planets you have in your ninth house in the sign of Gemini. That will impact the results, how you experience these results as well. So we'll discuss. So that's for Libra rising. The Scorpio rising, that's eighth house. So Gemini, this full moon taking place in your eighth house for Scorpio rising. So eighth house is all about transformation, hidden matters, hidden things, secrets. Those secrets they'll be revealed to you. The eighth house is also shared resources, joint resources like your inheritance or with your partner, with your spouse. Eighth house is house of occult. It's the deep psychological patterns. It's the shared finances and also the research. So all of those things will undergo change. There'll be some culmination because it's Ardra. So there'll be uprooting of some old ways of doing things, and that'll give way to something new. So it's the teardrop. It's the teardrop is the actual suffering, but then that's the storm. But then also that drop also represents the dew after the morning. So the morning after, the dew after the storm. So it's the freshness, it's the newness. So there'll be breakdown and then breakthrough. So literally eighth house, full moon, full of nectar in Ardra means deep transformation in all areas of your life. You will have a huge spiritual awakening if you're open to it. You'll have some revelation, some secrets may be revealed related to your joint resource, maybe some inheritance you didn't know of. Is the windfall of money. That's a possibility. But more importantly, your understanding of your role in the universe and your connection with the universe, that will be available for you to understand. So the universe will guide you, all that you need to know. You'll have the signals, you'll have the wisdom from within. So this is profound transformation, and it's a release of the fear, release of the unknown, release of the fear of death, release of the fear of change. So all those things you will let go of. So once you do that, then you'll give birth to something new. There'll be, if there are some secrets that have been bothering you or like some burden you're carrying for maybe many years, so now is the time to let go of that. And then also you want to settle joint resources. If there are any conflicts with respect to inheritance, with respect to your spouse in terms of joint resources, now is the time to settle those disputes. The truth will come out. So it may be unpleasant if you don't approach it head on. Insurance, inheritance, and debts, all of that, any issues in the past you faced in these areas, those will be resolved now, and you'll have a new beginning, completely new way of looking at things, and you'll have clarity into your joint resources. And then you'll have some breakthroughs in your occult and your research projects. Some things will be completed. So this is also a time of completion. So it's not just getting rid of things and then new, but also if you've been working on some projects, some things related to occult, your studies, deep studies, research, or joining courses or learning from the gurus, and some research in your work also. This is a good window. This is a really powerful activation of, it's giving you all the power to complete those projects. So finishing, execution, and culmination, that's the full moon in Ardra. Then after that, you can start a new cycle. So that's for Scorpio rising. And in the comment section where your moon is placed and what planets you have in Scorpio. So that will also impact, that'll have a huge influence on what kind of awakening and what kind of energy you'll experience and what things you may need to release. so that you give way to something new in your life. So that's for Scorpio rising. Next, we have Sagittarius rising. Sagittarius, you'll have the full moon in your seventh house. That's the sign of Gemini. So this is going to transform your partnerships, your marriage, your contracts, any connection you have with other people, one-on-one connection, one-on-one relationship that you see from the seventh house. So this is a time of culmination, some completion. So that it may include release of something, release of old relationships not serving you, or business partnerships, or enemies, other people who are not on the same page with you. So there will be a major clarity in your relationships. What's working, what needs to be released, maybe even change your partner, that kind of energy. And then you'll have the fresh energy. So there could be a lot of emotional storms in your partnerships, in your relationship, in your marriage, but then there'll be a breakthrough. So this is not going to be easy, and a full moon is full of emotions. It's the overflow of the nectar. But you, from your side, what you can do is let go of expectations from your partner or any outdated relationship patterns. And then, any contracts or negotiations you do, those may conclude. So let's say you've been working on some deal for many months or years. So now you may actually see the result. Those contracts, deals may consummate. So now you will see some things completing. Or if they've been dragging on there and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel and it's draining your energy. So those things may need to be released. So either finish those projects or let go of them. Now is not the time to keep on dragging those things. And if you're single, in your mind, maybe you just need to release that image of ideal partner, because that is blocking you from having ideal connection with other people. So real connection with other people. So this ideal partner doesn't exist. So that's why, so once you let go of that energy, let go of that expectation, then you can focus on real, not just connection, but communication with other people. So the seventh house will be activated. Now, as an exercise or a ritual, what you can do or action item is you have a very honest conversation with your partner, your personal or even business partner. And then if there are any misunderstandings or any things from the past bothering you, so now is the time to clear all of that. Now, again, if this is not working, then this may be a time for change. So that's for Sagittarius rising. And if you have any planet sitting in the sign of Gemini in your seventh house, that will color how you perceive, what kind of results you may see during this full moon and after. Write down in the comment section what planets you have in the sign of Gemini in your seventh house and where your moon is placed. Capricorn rising, Capricorn, Lagna Capricorn, ascendant, Gemini in your sixth house. You're having this transformation and change, a big storm coming in your sixth house matters, which is your health, your enemies, your dinacharya, your daily routine, the house of serving other people. So there will be some finishing of some projects, of some things you've been working on related to your health matters or daily habits or conflicts with other people or debts or service, all that. First of all, from your side, you want to release any unhealthy habits or routines or any even addictions. So any unhealthy habits you have, this is the perfect time to release those. Rudra will help you cut off that negative energy. Secondly, if you have any health issues, do not ignore anything bothering you. Now is the time to release any negativity. So now is the time to rectify, to correct, to heal yourself from within. So anything bothering you from the past, especially with respect to your health, address that head on, address that issue. Do not ignore any health concerns, because it's the perfect window to release that issue, that negative energy. There could be, because it's full moon, full of emotions, full of nectar, overflow of nectar. So there may be conflicts with your co-workers, or the sixth house is the house of service, your job, and also conflict with other people in general. Sixth house is the house of competition, competitors and enemies. So you want to choose peace, not war. You want to address any conflicts, any issues with your opponents, with your enemies, or even with your co-workers amicably and through wisdom, through intellect. Gemini is the sign of intellect, but Rudra, Ardra, otherwise there'll be this huge storm There'll be breakthrough at work. There'll be breakthrough in your health. Like you'll have this awakening, this all of a sudden, some light bulb moments will be there in how to heal yourself. So the breakthrough will be there, but first there'll be a breakdown. That's Ardra completely annihilates the illusion and then gives way to the fresh new energy, the dew of the morning after the storm. And then also it's a good time to clear any debts, literally, because Ardra is like cleansing. And sixth house is the debts. Pay off any debts if possible, if it makes sense for you financially, or any obligations that have been troubling you. Like you've been constantly thinking about, oh my goodness, this is big obligation, something I have to do, my duty, or something I haven't done for years, or maybe for somebody other people, like service. Sixth house, the house of service. So this is a perfect time to let go of that guilt by doing something, taking action. So there's one action item is like, for one small ritual is identify one daily habit that doesn't serve you, that's not healthy. Replace it with one that does, and start on this full moon. This powerful nectar, this amrita of the full moon will support you 100% wholeheartedly. If you take a prana, take a vow to stop one bad habit and then start a new one, a good one, replace that with a good one. So that's the energy, that's the awakening, that's the culmination of one cycle, the full moon in the sign of Gemini in your sixth house for Capricorn rising. And also see what planets you have in the sixth house in the sign of Gemini. So write in the comments what are the planets sitting in your sixth house, and then we can discuss how these things, these predictions, or these recommendations will be modified, because you have a lot more to work with once we know what planets are sitting in the sixth house. Also, where your moon is placed. So write in the comment section where your moon is placed. That has a huge impact as well. So that's for Capricorn rising. Next is Aquarius rising, Aquarius Lagna, Aquarius ascendant, Gemini being your fifth house. So there'll be a transformation in your fifth house. Ardra, the fierce form of Shiva, that's where this new moon is taking place, in the sign of Gemini, intellectual sign. So this will awaken huge creativity. Sky is the limit. Just think outside the box, be very creative, give birth to ideas, give birth to literally projects, products, anything. And this is also going to impact your romantic life, your romantic relationships, if you have. And it'll impact your children. It'll impact your intellect, your intelligence. That's the fifth house, the mantra shastra, your students, all of this, that's fifth house. So there will be some kind of culmination. You will probably finish some projects, some creative projects you've been working on. So this is time to finish off things. Do not linger. Do not procrastinate. Anything related with your children or with respect to your creative projects you've been doing, working for many months, years, now is the time for completion. Now, at the same time, if some things are not serving you, they've been bothering you for a long time, this is the perfect time to move on, to release that energy. First is, this is the time you will have creative breakthrough. But first, as I've been saying in the other signs also, there's going to be a breakdown. There's a storm before you have the rejuvenation, the new energy. But you'll have creative breakthrough. So be very creative, open-minded. Or you may also there'll be completion of some artistic projects or some creative artwork. Then release any attachments you have in your romantic relationships that are causing you pain and not helping you with any growth in your life. So if it's been draining your energy, if your romantic relationship has been an emotional, like a stress, continuous stress for you, so release that. Now is the time to evaluate, really think, is that serving you? Or are you just holding on to that because of emotional vulnerability? So release that energy that's not serving you in your romantic relationships. And then you'll have new energy, maybe a new partner, or in your existing relationship, have this heart-to-heart talk and release any misunderstanding or unrealistic expectations. Then also you'll have clarity regarding any matters related to your children, parenting decisions, even conception, if you've been thinking of whether we should have a child or when to have a child. All those questions will be answered. And also, fifth house is education. So you'll have more clarity as to your high school or undergrad education. That's all fifth house. So this is a great opportunity where you'll actually let go of any mental blocks when it comes to your creative work or your self-expression also. And this period may also give you, like completion, you will have a good analysis of gains and loss in your speculative investment. So to take stock literally. of your speculative investments. This is the perfect opportunity. Again, this is not a financial advice, but you can do one simple action item or ritual is express your creativity today, and that can be writing or drawing or dance or singing, or just let emotions flow through art, not through argument. Okay, so focus on creating something. Like take a vow to create one thing, and that may actually blossom, and that may really take your direction, take your life in a very different direction. So that's what's happening for Aquarius rising. If you have planets in Gemini sign in the 5th house, then write in the comments what planets you have. Those will color. Those will give you extra additional remedies or things you can work with, so to bring the blessings of this full moon. So that's for the sign of Aquarius. And also write down in the comments where your moon is placed. For Aquarius, huge transformation also in respect to your mantra shastra. So this is a good period to continue or increase the number of chanting for any mantras that you've been doing. So let's say you've been doing Gayatri mantra and you do, say, one mala every day. So now is the time you will actually increase that maybe to 2 rounds or 3 rounds like that. So this is a very powerful activation, because the full moon, all the energy of the nectar, it's literally washing off any negative energy or any blocks, and then you'll be able to vibrate at that frequency of the mantra much easier. So let's put it that way. So this is a perfect golden opportunity. That's for Aquarius rising. And then we have Pisces rising, Pisces Lagna, Pisces ascendant. This full moon taking place in your 4th house in the sign of Gemini. 4th house is the house of mother. 4th house is our physical home, literally the residence, place of residence. 4th house is the peace of mind, is the Sukha Sthana, something that gives us long-lasting happiness. Is the sign of real estate and property and vehicles. So all of those, you may have culmination in those matters. Your relationship with your mother, your emotional security, your property, all of those. So first is what you want to do is there'll be emotional release around your home or family. If you have an attachment with your physical home, that may drop off. So the tears will bring healing. With your family members, let's say you've had some issues going on, or with your physical home also. So there'll be emotional release, but there'll be healing after that. So you'll heal your connection with your family or with your home. Now also, this is an opportunity to let go of any childhood wounds or patterns that you received, inherited from your mother, any ancestors, but especially from your mother. That's the 4th house. And if you've had any property disputes, now is the time to resolve those, or there'll be a push. You'll see some kind of resolution for any property disputes or disputes related to vehicles. So that may include like buying or selling or renovating property. So that will give you some good results. So if projects have been lingering for years, now they'll complete it, and also you'll have new energy and some new projects coming up your way. Then also, if you have had any issues with your mother, a lot of emotions may come to surface. So both from her side and from your side, because moon represents mother also, and it's going to be the full moon, and then also the 4th house represents mother. So there you will see some shift, some big transformation with respect to your relationship with your mother, but also in her life, she will see something profound shifting. So one ritual you can do, one action item is you can cleanse your home, literally physically clean your home, and then energetically also remove any attachments and let go of any negative memories or things that may have happened. Just offer those in the fire. So open the windows and clear any clutter, do organizing and light the incense, and so create space for peace in your home environment. So that's a one powerful remedy that you can do, anybody can do. And so that's for the sign of Pisces. And then see what planets are sitting in your 4th house sign of Gemini. That will also change things. You'll get additional remedies and things you can do to honor the energy, receive the blessings of this powerful, powerful full moon in Ardra Nakshatra. So that's, and also write in the comments where your moon is placed. That also has a huge impact. So that's for the sign of Pisces. And we're starting a live course on January 8th for both beginners and advanced, two levels. And this is, I don't teach the live courses very often. So we're doing this for 18 weeks, 1.5 hours each week with me. If you're interested in learning authentic, traditional Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish, this is your golden opportunity. This is no nonsense. We'll discuss my clarity method, the SWOT analysis, the remedies, and the life path forward, how to make decisions, how to take the right decision at the right time, or when to wait. So this will be a profound transformation in your life, and you can change many people's lives. So don't miss this opportunity. Just a few days left. You can register at courses.bharatastroveda.com.